This is Mike Matthews, the host of the longest running self-produced daily podcast on planet Earth by a guy named Mike. It is Mike's Daily Podcast. We took the Martin Luther King Jr. day off this week as it was a holiday, but we continue on at Café Anyway with some interesting stuff. And did you know there's always these things happening in podcasting? Like fake podcasts. Oh my gosh. As a podcaster, that just makes me very irritated. Fake podcast clips are misleading millions of people on social media. And there's a way to stop them, according to theconversation.com. Billions of people are listening to podcasts. Yes, they're actually listening, not just watching the videos that people make. Some people make the videos. They're thinking that they're going to be the next Entertainment Tonight or the next big video channel on YouTube, even though YouTube can easily deplatform you, as I go into a little bit further on this podcast. In Australia, it is estimated that 48% of people, a little less than half, tune into a podcast each month. However, the rise of podcasts has also led to a new trend of fake podcasts. In some cases, these are a trivial marketing strategy. In others, they are a deceptive form of communication. They are short video clips designed to appear like snippets from real podcasts published on short form content platforms such as TikTok, which as of this recording still exists. These clips, and I guess is going to exist for the next 75 days or so, thanks to the new president. These clips center on one or sometimes two speakers. They're positioned behind high quality broadcasting microphones, directing their conversation off camera. However, in reality, no broader discussion is taking place. They began gaining attention in late 2022 when social media users realized several viral clips showing commentators on seemingly high-profile podcasts were in fact fake. These clips weren't from any real podcast episodes. In some instances, the microphones hadn't even been turned on. And apparently there was a YouTuber fitness influencer that this happened to market his online brand. He created a video suggesting that he had appeared on Joe Rogan's show. Although the video showed him using the same microphone, headphones, and red velvet curtain backdrop as Joe, viewers quickly pointed out that this guy had never even appeared on the show. Since then, fake podcast clips have become a recognized marketing strategy employed by a range of brands. Some professional actors produce this content regularly, and they can get up to $16,000 a month. There are even explicit guides on LinkedIn for marketers wanting to produce their own fake podcasts. They have described this as the future of video marketing. Oh, that's just terrible. So just be smart. Be smart about it. One of the mediums to fake our online audience is so susceptible that they immediately associate anyone talking off camera into a microphone with expertise. Podcasts reflect what video researcher Henry Jenkins calls convergence culture. In this case, the distinctions between traditional, alternative, and social media are increasingly blurred, as are the lines between producers, consumers, technical experts, and popular experts. So it seems like anybody can call themselves an expert on YouTube or in the podcast world, which I don't do. I just say I've done this podcast for a long time, almost 3,000 episodes. Pew Research says that U.S. adults who hear quote unquote news discussed on podcasts are likely to view this information as more reliable than news gleaned from other sources such as social media. At the same time, podcasts are much easier and cheaper to fake than other forms of traditional media. Spotting fake podcast clips may not always be easy. If you see a suspicious clip, a good rule of thumb is to look for a clear link to the original video and recording. If this original is easily accessible, verifiable, and lasts longer than 60 seconds, then the clip is probably real. Another way to cross-reference is go with other official channels, go to them. The next time you see a 20-second video of a renowned health expert that's promoting a new supplement on Amazon. Check that expert's official social media page is official before clicking on the purchase link. I personally wouldn't buy anything that was pushed to me from an influencer. It's very suspicious. Do your own research. Talk to your friends. And be careful, because also the AI podcasts are getting more and more popular this year. We heard about how there's going to be more podcasts that some of the dialogue, well, definitely the scripts will be AI produced for a lot of podcasts. And then as for the audio being AI produced, well, it's becoming more and more prevalent that this type of thing is happening. So just realize that sometimes the people you're listening to aren't real, and do your research to find out if they are, because we want to promote real podcasts like this one, because we're really going into a restaurant and I'm really opening a door for you. Really, really, believe me, please, as we go into Café Anyway. Café Anyway. Welcome to Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It is FF episode 2997, 2997. Mike Matthews here. Wow, we're just 3 away from 3,000. That's amazing. Thank you for telling
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Did you have a interesting beginning to your week? There was a holiday for some of you, not for me. And then there was an inauguration thing, and then there was a lot of people singing music that was really, I guess, beautiful and patriotic, but
Mike's Daily Podcast.
it really was so wonderful. This beautiful
Mike's
thing.
Daily
What are we talking about?
Podcast.
Oh, yeah, the inauguration. Okay, that happened.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how that goes. Okay. What I found out about that inauguration thing was that we're going to... Oh, a lot of people got pardoned. Let's see. Biden pardoned, like, his family that day. And then 1,500 people get pardoned, all part of January 6th. So, pardon me day is what that was. So, what I was going to say was people are having a wonderful time not having to be on Zoom so much anymore because they're having to go back into the office. One of the things we could have learned about virtual meetings during COVID was to do things like have a clear agenda. If you have to still do Zoom meetings, well, a lot of us have to do that, make sure that you have a clear... Every productive meeting starts with an end goal in mind, a clear end goal. Predetermining what the good agenda spells out and who needs to be present and what their role is very important for the next meeting you do. Adhere to the allocated duration. Sorry, I'm just having a flashback right now. So, remember when 4 years ago, if you even mentioned anything to do with the election, YouTube banned you?
And here's today's podcast picture.
YouTube banned you. YouTube shut you down. And I remember this because all I did was ask a question on my podcast about ballot harvesting. Because I didn't know exactly how it worked. I didn't know if it was real. I didn't know what they meant when they said it. And just for doing that, they completely shut me down on my YouTube account for about 2 weeks. Not that I make any money off of it, but it was very odd. And it told me, well, there's some weird stuff going on. Now, are we out of the woods? Is it like in a world where there's censorship much anymore? It seems to have changed temporarily. We'll see. Oh, the late great Basil the Boxer. He didn't like being censored either. No. And there you go. Oh, we'll have a podcast picture of my lovely lady friend and I. Oh, she's flying off to Texas to be with her cousin who lost her husband recently. Oh. So I'm going to be without my lovely lady friend for a while, and it sucks. But we're going to have to do Zoom calls and talk to each other and have a clear agenda and all of this. Virtual meetings can sometimes feel like a one-person show. if you are the one that's doing the talking. Combat this by fostering an inclusive environment. Have polls, question and answer sessions, and breakout rooms. My company never did breakout rooms. I don't think we would know how to do a breakout room, but if you attempt that apparently can help make all the difference in maintaining participant attention and enthusiasm. And don't get hijacked. There's always that one participant who seems eager to steer the ship off course. Oh gosh, let's see.
Now that's legit.
It's legit, all right. I think back in the day when Saturday Night Live was not Saturday Night Live for a short while during COVID, and they did everything pre-taped, they did poke fun at this, about how one person was going on and on about how they were... I don't understand what the context was, but somehow they were hosing themselves down out in the front yard. And that was that. But people hijack things pretty quickly. I remember, gosh, not that there's any one particular person, but some people, they'll go on a rant, and everybody's going, okay, all right, well, we hear you. We'll try and fix that. Thanks. Conclude with actionable tasks. A few minutes before wrapping up, identify, document, and delegate what tasks were noted. Be sure each person knows their task and set a timeline for completion so that things get fixed and addressed. Because that seems to be what that one person that hijacked everything wanted.
I can't believe, what the hell is this place anyway?
And they also suggest here high quality webcam, microphone, ensuring clarity and communication. But that's pretty difficult unless your company goes ahead and buys everybody equipment. But then a lot of times people don't know how to use the equipment. In virtual meetings, maintaining personal connections is key. Oh, by the way, if you want proof that nobody knows how to use the equipment, just go on YouTube. Go on any podcast, or I guess TikTok still exists. So anything where people are videoing themselves, 9 times out of 10, they're nowhere near the microphone. So you get a bunch of echo and reverb, and they sound like they're in a hole, and they're kind of hard to understand. And then there's those that just don't know what to do with the equipment. Nobody knows precisely. Nobody digs down. They just, I'll just turn it on. And then the people that do a terrible job, they get amazing views. They get thousands and thousands of subscribers, millions. So it seems like nobody cares. But it obviously bugs some people because I hear about it from my friends. I have some friends. In virtual meetings, maintaining personal connections is key. Simple gestures like asking about someone's day or showing empathy when off-screen interruptions take place, like here at Café Anyway. We get interrupted a lot. It significantly enhances team spirit to do that. These small acts of kindness build a welcoming atmosphere, strengthening team bonds. And then there's also infusing online interaction with a personal touch, transforming a meeting into opportunities for genuine connection, fostering a collaborative and supportive team environment. That's great. It's great. Let's go, team, go. Okay. We're outside a Cafe Anyway somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Look who's here, part of the team. Hi, Mom. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing? I brought my horse down. Answer this girl fiddle player, tell you what. What? That inauguration was beautiful. The guy that sang like America the Beautiful, or was it, wait, I forget. Carrie Underwood sang a cappella because somehow the music didn't play, and she did a pretty good job. I think she sang America the Beautiful.
Good morning, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, kids. I think we used to have to sing that at the beginning of class sometimes. And then there was someone that sang, I think, Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. And that guy sounded like he was out of the 1930s singing on the radio. He had such an amazing, timeless, like very almost dated sounding voice. But I didn't actually, I just heard him on the radio. I didn't see what he looked like, but wow. Was it doing that? His truth keeps marching on. That kind of thing. Oh, that hurts. I don't know how he did it. Full of patriotism. That's what those people are. They're full of it. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make delicious root beer house right now. Oh, boy.
Was it you that was singing the thing? Never mind. All right, here, I'm going to try. Oh, that's really good root beer. What's in that?
I put a bunch of patriotism in that root beer. Oh, boy.
Oh, tastes good. Tastes like America. Wait, wasn't that a joke from Ricky Bobby? When Sacha Baron Cohen and Ricky Bobby kiss, he says to Ricky Bobby, "You taste like America." I don't know. It's a goofy movie. Okay. Hey, I hope speaking of Talladega Nights and Talladega, Alabama, I hope my Alabama friends are warming up because dang, it sure got cold. Sure got cold in the South, and I'm ready, as I'm sure they are, to warm up. Yes. Okay. Well, what do you think? Here's the phone number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame. My cat, Rocky the cat, he's like rubbing on my legs. And every time he does that, I get an extra voltage, extra jump in wattage of the amount of electricity I'm churning because of the wind blowing here in California. And it's dry, and you get static electricity. So thank you, Rocky the cat. You're so wonderful. Okay, with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame. Thank you for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.